Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In the last 3 videos I've shown you how you can create math square puzzles for free using Excel or even Google Sheets. But if you do not have time and you want to have more flexibility and options, then you have to get puzzles from sources like you can go to my Creative Fabrica store. I uploaded a lot of different variations and combinations here. So if you have Creative Fabrica subscription, you can download all of this for free. It is included in your subscription. Or you can go to my design bundle store as well. So you have similar sets there as well. And starting tomorrow, you can also get a lifetime license to equation matrix. So it is a math puzzle generator, and of course it is going to give you a lifetime license, and that is what I'm going to show you in this video. I'm going to show you my equation matrix puzzle generator. At the moment of recording of this video, only Windows version is available, but Mac version is also going to be available very soon. It is not available now, but it will be available very soon. So Windows and Mac, that's it. It will be on sale, and if you want to get discount, you need to be subscribed to my Gumroad store. So the link to my Gumroad store is down below in the description. Once you click on it, type your email address here, click on subscribe, and soon, tomorrow or next couple of days, you will receive an email with the discount code. Before I start with the video, I want to remind you, and do not forget, as I promised in my Design Studio Facebook page and to all my followers there, I will always show you how you can create these puzzles for free, most likely in Excel, before I present you with the puzzle generator. So doing it for free takes time and effort, and you need to have some skills, but it is possible. So it is possible, as I've shown you in these 3 videos here. It is possible. You just need to follow this tutorial step by step, and you will be able to generate these puzzles completely free on your computer. So if you do not have funds to invest in puzzle generators, you can watch these videos and create these puzzles for free using your Excel or even Google Sheets. I also know that we are heavily in Q4 season, but math belongs to education niche, and education niche is evergreen all year round. So I'm not concerned with Q4 or being too late for it. So what will happen if you purchase this lifetime license? Once you purchase this lifetime license, you will have this product in your Gumroad library. So you need to log into your Gumroad account and go to your Gumroad library, and you will be faced with this. You will see this. Now, as I said, at the moment there is 2 files missing, so Mac versions are missing. You have 2 Windows versions, and you have also PDF manual, and this manual I'm going to use throughout this video to show you the options of the software. Once you download this zip file, and I'm going to show you the difference between this one and this one, but once you download one of these 2, you will be presented with this blue screen. Now, why is this blue screen here? So Windows wants to protect your PC because the publisher is unknown publisher, so that's me. You need to click run anyway when you are installing this software, but let me explain to you why this blue screen is happening. This program, in order to work, so this is how interface looks like. And don't worry, I will explain everything in detail. I just want to explain to you why this blue image is happening, this blue warning. Program is using this section here in order to have fonts that are installed on your PC. My software needs to ask your Windows system, can you please tell me what fonts this person has installed on his computer? And Windows needs to give permission to my software, so my software can, you see, expand and show me all the fonts I have installed. So I can use all the fonts I purchased, all the fonts I have, I can use them in my software because my program is asking my computer to give him the list of all the fonts. Now, in order to be able to do this, my program needs to access some of the Windows system files. For example, in this case, font folder. So that's one. Another thing is it's giving you an option to save puzzles in one folder and solutions in a second folder. Once again, in order to be able to save something into a folder on your computer, it needs to have permission. So that means it needs to gain access to your system in order to save the images. And because of that, you receive this warning here, because Windows detects that this program is going to look for something within your system. It's going to be a font file, and it's going to be empty folders where you can save puzzles. So it's not like, I don't know, hacking or virus. So if you receive a virus warning, it's because of that. It's because the program is accessing your font folder. But it's not hacking anything, it's not stealing anything, it's not taking your data. Let me show you something. So I want to give you my data. I don't want to steal your data because I have no room where I'm going to put your data. Even if I'm going to steal your data, where I'm going to put that? No, I have to buy a second computer, third computer for all that extra data. So it's not a virus. No one is hacking you or stealing your data. That is just how program works. Okay. Hope that is clear. Now let me go back to where is this? Why do I have two Windows version? Now, if you have a bigger screen, like 22 inches, 4K, high resolution monitors, then I recommend that you download the 4K version of the software, so 4K version. If you have normal monitors, normal computers, laptop and similar stuff like that, this is a regular version. So this is a regular version and this is the 4K version. If you download this and your screen is big, huge, then the interface is going to be super small. So this is regular version. So this is regular version, and this is how it looks like on 20 inches and 19 inches, 18 inches screen, so monitor. So this is how it looks like. So it's quite large. It's covering almost entire screen. But this version, if it's open on 4K or higher, 22, 23, 24 inches monitors, it becomes very small, or it was still okay for me, but some people returned that it's too small. So that's why I have 4K version, so you can check the 4K version. So if you do not want to risk it, try the 4K version. If it's too large, download this version, so it doesn't matter. Once you download it for the first time and you try to open it, you will have an icon on your desktop. And once you try to open it, it's going to ask you to type in your license key. Now, this is also where you're going to get your license key. So here, I do not have it because it's my program, it's my product. But here, you're also going to have your license key. So you need to copy that license key into your program, and then it's going to work perfectly on that PC that you installed it. So that's it. Okay, so I hope that part so far is clear. Let's continue. So this is the PDF file, so instructions manual file that you can also download if you want to remind yourself again in the future what is what. So first thing is what kind of puzzles you can create with this software. You can create 3 versions of this puzzle. So no end results is the easiest version. So that means literally you have all the numbers, all the math operators, and you just need to calculate this. So this would be for like kids level practice of math, practice of equations and mathematical operations. So that is no end results. And then you have classic version. So this would be something like is a typical version of math square puzzles. This is where you do not have grid numbers, and you have solutions, you have operators, and you have to figure out the numbers. Now, keep in mind, the numbers that are inside this blue area, so the numbers in the blue area, they are not repeating, and they are always equal to the grid size. So in this case, this is a 3 by 3. So the answer row is not and column is not counted. So this is a 3 by 3. So that means 3 by 3 is 9. So that means here I need to put numbers between 1 and 9. So if the grid was 5 by 5, the numbers would be 1 to 25 without repeating any of the numbers. And then we have the last version. The last version is the hardest version, where you do not have math operators. You have all the numbers, you have the solution as well, but you do not have math operators. They are missing. Those are the 3 versions of puzzles you can generate. Now, when it comes to grid dimensions, and this is the reason why my puzzle is not called math square, so that is a typical name for these kind of puzzles. I cannot name it square because I adapted my puzzles to have different row count from the column count. So you can mix and match. So it doesn't have to be high, the same as its width. So you can have 3 by 3, but you can also have 6 by 3, 4 by 3. So you can do all kinds of variations. And that is why the name of my puzzle is equation matrix. Equation matrix. So the dimensions are between 2 and 11. So you can type in any value between 2 and 11 and mix it. Keep in mind that if you select larger grids, so 6 and above, it's going to take longer to generate puzzles. Let's continue. The next section that you have in the interface is where you select the type of the puzzle. So as I mentioned, you have classic, no operator, and no end results. If you select no end results, it is going to give you the easiest version of the puzzle. Now, with all 3 variations of the puzzle, you can select no negative values. No negative values means that the order of mathematical operations is going to be such that it doesn't produce the negative values here in the answer column and the answer row. So keep in mind, in this case, 6 minus 5. Do not confuse this with negative. This is not negative. This is mathematical operation of subtraction. So this is positive 6 subtracted with positive number 5. And the answer is, of course, 1. So none of these numbers is going to be negative if you select no negative values. Next version is classic. Classic is where you do not have numbers here. For classic game, this section here is going to become active. So this is only active when you have classic selected. So when you have classic selected, you can also type in number of clues. The reason why this is mandatory, if you are making larger grids, it is not impossible, but very hard, extremely hard to solve the larger grid puzzles without all the numbers inside the grid. So you need to have some clues inside. So the clues are actually amount of visible numbers inside the puzzle grid. So in this case, if I type here number of clues 2, you see it's going to show me randomly 2 numbers somewhere inside this section here. So this here is called puzzle grid. This is the answer column and this is the answer row. So if you have 6 by 6, you need to give some clues inside in order for puzzle to be solvable. So that is this section here, classic game. And we have one more, no operator. So if you click no operator, you're going to get a puzzle without operator. And that's it. So those are the 3 settings that you can select in this section here. Next thing that you can select is what mathematical operators are going to be used. So you can select addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And you can also select division sign. It can be this one or this one. It is most commonly to use this one, but if you prefer this one in your region, you can actually use this one as well. For mathematical operators, I want to emphasize something. for this puzzle, and mostly all the puzzles that are going to have some kind of mathematical logic inside of them that I'm going to show you in upcoming videos, you need to know basics of mathematics. Otherwise, your settings can cause program to crash. So if program crashes, it could very much be because you gave him impossible task. So let's say, what will happen if I select subtraction? So everything inside the puzzle, so all these values to be just subtraction. And I select no negative values. So what's going to happen? The program is just going to close. Maybe it's going to close the program, maybe it's just going to give you an error window. You can click OK and then continue with the different settings. But mathematically, it's not possible. So you cannot have just subtraction in the entire puzzle grid and then select no negative values. Only subtraction selected and no negative values, that's not possible. That's not mathematically possible. And then you can select addition, subtraction, multiplication, division in more or less any combination. So the only problem is the no negative values. Also, division and multiplication alone, it is not a good combination because this puzzle doesn't produce fractions. So in this case, let's see here, I can divide number 6 with 2 and 3. I can divide 4 with 2, so those three numbers are connected, and that's it. There is, if I put just division, so that's also another way you can crash the program. If you select just division, because it's not possible, you can divide all the numbers with number 1, and then you can divide 6 with 2 and 3, and then you can divide 4 with 2, but then you have 5 that cannot be divided with anything except number 1. So if you select division only, it's not going to work because it cannot divide and get fractions. So all the time the numbers in the result column and row, it's going to be a whole number. So the number needs to be divisible, so it's only going to pick those numbers. So you cannot have just division, so select just division and then generate puzzle. So it's not going to work, it's not possible. So you need to have addition, you need to have subtraction, and then you can mix multiplication and division in between. So that's it. So that is just something where you need to know mathematics. Or you can just accept the fact that you're going to give him something that is impossible, the program is going to crash, and you just click on it, double click on it, and restart the program and try something else. And this is, I showed you this in my last video. There are a couple of books that are published with this kind of puzzles, and they do not explain properly the difference between how to solve mathematical operation within the puzzle. And this is very important. So if you're going to make a book using these puzzles, using this software, you need to make sure that you spend a little bit of time to produce page number 2, page number 3, page number 4 when you're going to have instructions. I have those for my book, so I'm going to show you that later on in the video how that looks like. But why it is important? So we have something that is called natural precedence or left to right. Natural precedence is where you can actually see everything, and then you have order how you do certain things in the equation. So you have multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So you have to do that order. So in this case, I have 1 plus 3 multiplied with 5. But because I can see everything, I need to first do the multiplication. So multiplication, 3 times 5 is 15, and then plus 1, that makes it 16. But if I have the exactly same puzzle, so everything is exactly the same, but I'm using left to right precedence, so you can pick between two. So you can choose one or the other. In this case, the left to right means that you are just like blocking this section here. You just pretend that you cannot see the entire equation, and the only part that you can see are going from left to right. So if I'm moving left to right, 1 plus 3, that's 4, multiply with 5, that's 20. So you are going literally left to right. So you see we have exactly the same puzzle grid, but the solutions are different because of the way the operation are solved. So it is either natural operator precedence or left to right operator precedence. So if you're going to use one or the other, make sure that you explain, that you have a little manual tutorial at the beginning of your book or your printables. So that is the importance of this section here. And then you have this section where you can select font. Now, I want to warn you that not all fonts are going to work. I also design fonts, and not everybody, so everybody can draw letters, so that part is easy, but not everybody can convert the letters that they drawn into a font file. So you need to have a special program, you need to do it properly, you need to adjust kernings and stuff like that. So it's not like a couple of clicks and I have my font. It's not like that. But sometimes people do that. And the font is working perfectly in the environment where you have a blank screen and you type the font. But if you have a box and you type the font, what could happen that the font should be in the middle? And maybe you noticed, I don't know, did you ever notice that you are typing the font and you select middle and it's either too high or too low, and you selected middle. And if you select top, it goes little bit top, and if you click bottom, it completely disappears on the bottom. So there is no way for you to put it in the center. And that is not the problem of your computer, that is the problem of the font designer, whoever converted his drawing into a font file. He didn't set it up properly, he or she didn't set it up properly. So that could happen. So just because you have a font file installed on your computer, if my program detects that it is not properly set up, it's going to give you error. It's just going to give you, it's going to revert back to Arial or whatever is default font on your system. So whatever is default font on your computer, that is going to be the font that my program is going to use in case you select the font that the font file is not properly aligned. So that is your font selection. And now you have something here that I hope people are not going to get confused, and there is a reason why I did not want to select here in points. So font size is not in points. It's not like 12, 14, 16, 18. It's not in points. It will be it's impractical to have it in font size in pixels or in points. The reason why I chose percentage is the box are changing. So if you have a larger grid and smaller grid, the size of the box is not the same. So if I type 11 by 11, it's still going to be on US letter size puzzle. So of course, this box is not going to be the same. It's going to be a lot smaller puzzle box. So because of that, I set the font size in percentage. So what is 50? 50 means that this is the width and this is the height of this box. 50%, it's going to make 50% of the height of the box. That's going to be the size of the font, of the number inside the box. So that is 50. So if you see this, this is default. Default is 50. If you want to go larger, you can type 60, 70 here. If you want to make it smaller, you can type 40. So you can go 1020 above and 1020 below 50%. But that is the reason why you have 50% here. So it's not in pixels, it is in percentage of the box that it's going to occupy. So that is this section here. And then you have grid line thickness. So that's this grid line here of the puzzle grid. So you can go between 1 and 6. And you have also color of the empty block. So you can select color of this empty block in between. You can also pick white if you want this to be white. Let's continue. Here you have how many puzzles do you want. So here you can type how many puzzles, 150. You can type how many puzzles you want. And you can select PNG or SVG. So either PNG or SVG, or you can pick both and see which one you prefer better. And then you have vertical alignment. So this is something that I was struggling for a week because I had everything ready, the program was ready, and then by coincidence I opened my files in Illustrator, in Inkscape, and in PowerPoint. As you can see, so this is how my file, so this is all same file, so this is not changed in any way. So this is a same file open in Google Chrome, Firefox, in folder preview. So this is how image looks like, so it's perfectly fine. But when I open this file in PowerPoint and Adobe Illustrator, you can see that all the font went up, and this is what I told you. This means that the font is not properly aligned, so it's still working. And then in Inkscape it went down, so this is still the same file. So I opened it and in Illustrator is up, and that same file in Inkscape the font is down. Now, if the error was that it is up in everything, that would be an easy fix. So if it's up, it's up. But the problem became when in Inkscape it was down and in Illustrator it was up. So obviously that means that something is glitching with the font file and how Inkscape and Illustrator are reading the font file. Because this font in particular is the font I very much like and I want to use, because this is open dyslexic font. So this is the font that all the numbers are designed for kids and people with dyslexia. So I want to use this font. I want to be able to use this font. So I adjusted my software to give you option to adjust vertical alignment. So what is vertical alignment? The default value is 2.1, and this is going to work perfectly for most of the fonts that you have on your computer. But in some cases, some fonts could go up or down. And in that case, what you need to do is export one puzzle, one SVG file. Open that SVG file in whatever program you're going to use to create puzzle templates or books or whatever. And once you open it there, check the font. Is it up or down? If it's up, type a different number here and export again. So type a different number until you make it into the center. Once it is the center, just make a note somewhere, this and that font. The value of vertical alignment is 2.3, 2.6 or something like that. And that is going to give you the vertical. Horizontal is not an issue. So horizontal is never an issue, so it's always going to be in the middle of the box, so that's never an issue. The problem is just vertical alignment. And that is why you have this section here where you can control it. So it is here actually, in this section. So I hope that is clear. And then you have export folders. So you need to have one empty folder, clean folder for puzzles, and one empty clean folder for solutions. Now, what is important to know is if I'm generating puzzles, so for example, I click on, let's change this to 4, and I click on generate. You see it is generating puzzles, and I click OK. If I change something here, so I'm going to type here 6 and I'm going to type 5 and click on generate. So I can continue with the different difficulties and continue to make puzzles. And if I continue, it's going to continue to give numerical value to the file names. So it started with 1 and then it's going to continue 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's try 10 puzzles and let's try 4 by 4 and let's click generate. So it is generating puzzles. It is showing you progress of the puzzles. And then if we go to the folder where the puzzles are generated, click OK. You see here I have puzzles from 1 to 18. So let's go back to program. And I'm going to show you here in the back. So I'm going to type 2 puzzles. And I'm going to type 2 and 2. Generate. Okay. And do you see here? It just continued 19 and 20. So you can continue making puzzles and it's going to give them, it's going to continue to number the files from the last number here. Once you are finished, once you want to move on to the next project, move these images to a different folder or select different empty folder. Now, why it is important that the folder is empty? It is because it is looking for the final number here. So for example, if I do not touch this folder here, and I do not touch this folder here, so I close the program completely, open it tomorrow, and then once again I go back here and type 10 and I click generate, it's going to work. It is going to continue from 20 to count down. But if you delete some of these images here, if you delete 20, for example, the last puzzle, and you try to run it, it's going to look for the last number in this folder, and it's going to look for the last number in this folder, and if they are not matching, it's going to give you an error. Now, in most cases, if you do get some kind of error, click OK and do not do anything. So just, if you got an error while it is making puzzles or something like that, just click OK and give it a couple of seconds. And in most cases, it's just going to continue make the puzzles. So it is probably only going to happen if you have large quantity of puzzles. So that is just him asking a little bit of buffer time. Or if you make extremely large grids, then it's going to give you error. You click OK and it's just going to continue to make puzzles. And what else? What else? Here you have the shutdown option. So if, for example, you type 200 puzzles and you want to go to sleep, you can type 200, make all the settings. Of course, test with a couple of puzzles first so you see that the settings is correct. And once you are happy, type 200, shut down computer after generation is completed, click on generate, and it's going to shut down your computer once it is finished generating puzzles. And if you made some crazy selection here, like you type some funky numbers and you want to go back to the way it was, click reset to default. So reset to default is going to reset everything to default settings. And that's it. That's the equation matrix puzzle generator. I hope you like it. I hope you find use of it. And I promised I'm going to show you my book, so that is what I'm going to do now. Let me show you the book. I know it's too late for Halloween, but this is my Halloween book. This is the first page, then you have copyright, the usual. And now I explain the solving procedure for the puzzles. So that's here. And then I have examples of the puzzle versions, also explained. And then I have showing them what numbers are going inside the puzzle. So if the puzzle is 2 by 2, then you need to put 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's 3 by 3, then 1 to 9. If it's 4 by 4, then the numbers are 1 to 16. So you can do this. This is an example. So spare couple of pages for puzzle tutorial in order to avoid negative reviews. In my previous video, I shown you a lot of negative reviews for these kind of books are because there is no tutorial or tutorial is not good enough for the puzzles inside. And also I included a practice for all 3 versions of the puzzle, and then they have solution turned upside down. Okay, and now I have my puzzle pages, and because this was for Halloween, I added this decoration, but as you can see, this decoration is a little bit disturbing. So what we could do is go to color and make it gray. Okay, and now it's still there, but it's not disturbing the puzzle. And this is how a puzzle book can look like. So this is obviously a square, but because I'm giving you option to, which one is this one? Yeah, I believe this looks nice with the decorations, you see. So this is an example of puzzle book, and it has 126 pages, so that is 100 puzzles. And then this is 8.5 by 8.5 inches, so I could fit 9 solutions per page. And if you are wondering how did I imported these images inside PowerPoint, of course I used puzzle generator. So under puzzle generator I have bulk import images, and then you can select how many images per page, and then it's going to import images. You can also use the KDP tools, KDP book. Oh my god, what's the name? It's KDP puzzle book generator. It's KDP. I will have it on the screen as well, so you can also have, if you have that, you can use that as well. So that is what I use to generate, to import images inside PowerPoint. So I have my puzzles, one puzzle per page, and then I have my solutions page. So that is just an example. Okay, and I believe I covered everything. If you have any questions, ask me down below. Yes, I didn't mention the price. The price is going to be, and this is going to be a regular price. So this is not discounted price. So regular price is going to be 100 United States dollars. It is going to be on sale. It's going to be on sale, 40% discount. So that makes it 60 United States dollars. So that is going to be the biggest discount available, and it's going to be for my Gumroad subscribers. So they're going to have a code to get it for 40% discount. In the future, they're going to be a discount, but occasionally, not all the time, but not this high. So it's never going to be 40% again. So at the moment, the regular price is $100 United States dollars, and the discount price for this release stage is going to be $60, so 40% off. I believe that's more than okay. But as I mentioned, do not forget, if you do not have $60, if you do not have $100, and if you want to make just one book with these puzzles, you can get them from Creative Fabrica store, mix them, match them. You can, or you can go to my Fiverr. I have my Fiverr store. You can buy 100 puzzles. I can generate for you. So you see, it's just a couple of clicks. You just tell me how many rows and columns you want, what difficulty you want, and I generate 100 puzzles for, I don't know, $5-6, and I can send that to you if you want like that. So you have plenty of options. You have Excel. You can generate them for free in Excel. So you have multiple options how to get these puzzles if you really want them, if you really want to do something with these kind of puzzles. So I'm giving you all the options. So you have from free to buying them Monday when it's going to be $100. Okay. That's it. If you have any questions, ask me down below. If I skipped something, ask me down below, comment down below, and I'll see you in the comments. And until next video, stay safe everybody. Take care. Bye.